Okay guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna shoot straight with you. We have Black Adam, the new DC movie, 2022, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, that Black Adam. I'm gonna be honest, I'm over superhero movies. I am. I have been since 2020. Since the pandemic, superhero movies just don't really do it for me anymore. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like them. If a superhero movie comes along and I like it, I will tell you. But in terms of the hype machine and overall excitement levels, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Also, I don't really read comic books. I haven't read a comic book since I was probably 10 years old, and for Black Adam, I had no excitement for this movie coming out. Now, I wanted to get that out of the way because I'm looking at this movie just as a one-off. Not from a DC fanboy point of view, not from the point of view of how this fits into the DCEU, or whatever the case may be. I'm looking at this movie as rational as possible, just as a singular movie experience. So with that being said, I actually don't think this movie is as bad as people say it is. So I know on Rotten Tomatoes it has like a 44, 45%. I'm part of that group where I generally had a positive experience with the movie. Now, positive experience doesn't mean that I loved it. Trust me, I did not love this movie, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. And I'm going to tell you why. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic, and I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And I was able to see Black Adam in theaters. I'm going to give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review for you today and tell you if I think Black Adam is worth a watch. Now again, guys, like I say in every single video, this is just my own personal opinion. So if you guys loved Black Adam, hated Black Adam, thought it was just so-so, whatever your thoughts are, let me know your thoughts of Black Adam in the comment section down below, and make sure you stick around to the end so I can give you my rating and the secret phrase for you to write down in the comment section so that I know you made it to the end of the video. Now, let's get started. So we have Black Adam from director Jaume Collet-Serra, and he has done such movies as Orphan, Unknown, Nonstop, and Jungle Cruise. And if you guys don't know, I did not like that movie whatsoever from last year. But it stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Pierce Brosnan, Aldis Hodge, and Quintessa Swindell. Now, like I said earlier, I enjoyed my time with this movie, but it brings up a very interesting topic, and I don't necessarily know where I fit on the spectrum of this particular issue, but I wanted to bring it up because this can really lead to an interesting conversation down in the comment section. This movie brings up timing of a film's release and the certain zeitgeist of the pop culture of its initial release date. So if this movie came out 10 to 15 years ago, and I see a lot of people talking about this online, but if this movie had come out 10 to 15 years ago, I think that a lot of people would be really enjoying it and just singing its high praise. However, this movie comes out in 2022, and people's response has been, meh. Now, I don't think it's any secret that we live in an oversaturated marketplace when it comes to superhero movies nowadays, where we have Marvel, we have DC, we have the movies, we have the TV shows, we have streaming, and this is my own personal opinion, guys. You can let me know if you disagree, but I believe that many people are still watching these movies, especially the MCU, not because they want to, but because they feel like they have to, because as soon as they miss one piece of media, a TV show, a movie, whatever the case may be, then they're in the dark, and they don't know what's going to happen in the next movie, on the next movie. They gotta be on this train. But I'll be honest, guys, I fell off maybe Loki, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, the Disney Plus streaming shows. I'm like, I can't keep up with it anymore. So we have this marketplace, this swamp of superhero movies, and you can argue whether or not they are better now or worse now. We're not really talking about that. Just the oversaturation of the marketplace. You put Black Adam in there, and we're like, it's another superhero movie, but this time The Rock's in it. But let's talk about The Rock. Now, I have nothing against the guy, personally. I feel like he'd be a great man to learn from and talk to, but he's fine in everything. He has charm, he has charisma, he does have screen presence, but most of the time, especially when he is like producing the movie as well, you can just see that his ego is, plastered all over the screen. It's a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie, and then whatever franchise he happens to be in. Like, it's not as bad as Hobbs and Shaw. That one, it's like, yeah, he is like the coolest guy in the universe. This movie, I do feel like it has some room for other characters to have moments, but he plays The Rock in almost every movie that he does, except for Jumanji. I loved him in Jumanji because he actually played against type. But here he does a good job because he's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and he does a good job in almost everything. But getting back to our timing discussion, I know for a fact that if I saw this movie back in 2009 when I was like 14 years old, I would have really dug this movie. And for the reasons why I still enjoy it today, but I just know that if I saw it when I was that young, this would have been the coolest movie ever. I mean, I thought Revenge of the Fallen was a good movie back then. X-Men Origins Wolverine was a badass movie. You gotta see that in theaters. 14-year-old Brandon would say. And I could tell that as soon as Black Adam awoke from the deep slumber. And he is just destroying bad guys left, right, and center. And he is just so badass. And it's so over the top, but yet even as a 27-year-old, I'm like, you know what, guys, that's just awesome. Like, come on. And throughout the movie, there is a lot of fun, over the top, somewhat schlocky, but campy in the best way possible type of action. It really does feel like a comic book. And there's a ton of slow-mo, tons of explosions, lots of superpowers with other superheroes. It's just great fun. And I would have really gotten into the team. Now we have Hawkman, and I really liked Hawkman in this movie, but I do feel like because it's the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson show, the movie took way too many shots at him and made him look lame. And I felt kind of bad for him because I'm like, you know that character's trying to do the right thing, but of course, you know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's, I'm not a hero, I'm a badass. I never said I was a hero. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna teach this little kid violence. I'm the best, you know? And Hawkman, who had more decent morals, you know, he was kind of shoved to the side. Atom Smasher, I really liked him. The Ant-Man tactics, I always liked Ant-Man in the MCU, and I liked how he was kind of like the rookie, always making mistakes, but he had a heart of gold. I liked him in the movie. Cyclone, I thought really just didn't do too much in the movie. I mean, she was just there because we needed a girl, right? But 14-year-old me would have seen that and go like, oh my god, Quintessa, I have such a big crush on her, and you know, so I would have liked her for that reason back then. But Dr. Fate, I will say, was awesome. Pierce Brosnan in a superhero movie, that's one casting choice that I didn't think I needed in my life, but I finally got it and I'm very, very happy about it. I really could have seen an entire movie with him. He was that good. He was stoic, he was funny, he was badass. I love the costume, I love the powers. He really felt like he elevated the material, and he was by far my favorite character in this movie. Now, there were also two characters I liked in the movie, but I also feel like they were kind of sidelined once The Rock and once the plot kept going, and that's Adriana and Amon, and they are the two normal citizens of this country, and they are fighting for their freedom and are trying to discover the secret of Black Adam or Shazam. And I was really invested in their hope and their passion and their drive, and they had a lot of spirit, that heroic spirit, and it's infectious. I really like their characters, but their characters were merely, I'm gonna say, plot devices to really just get Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on screen. They were really great in the beginning of the movie. They were great in the entire movie, but I feel like once the movie got going, they kind of fell to the wayside, whereas I felt like they were the most interesting characters in the whole movie. And they have a friend named Kareem, and he was very funny. He is the Michael Pena character in Ant-Man. He is the comic relief. He had some good jokes. Now, those are the moments in the movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I know that if I saw it when I was 14, I would have just been like, oh my god, Black Adam is like the coolest movie ever. You gotta see it for the reasons I just gave you. But throughout the movie, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because this is what I was thinking. Throughout the movie, when something awesome was happening, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I haven't seen Endgame in a while. I want to watch Endgame. You know what? I haven't seen The Batman in a while. I want to watch The Batman. You know what this movie reminds me of? X-Men Apocalypse. I want to go watch that when I get home. I haven't seen Spider-Man in a while. I haven't seen Wonder Woman in a while. I want to watch those movies when I get home. Maybe I'll start watching some of the superhero movies that I enjoy just in my own time. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute. I'm sitting here in a theater watching a superhero movie, and I'm wanting to go home and watch other superhero movies instead of watching this one. And it's not because this movie is bad. It's not because this movie is stupid. The other movies I do think are better, but this is where it comes in the timing. If this movie had come out 15 years ago, I feel like I would have been like, oh my god, Black Adam is amazing. But nowadays, I feel like I've seen this movie before. I've seen many elements of this movie in other better films. You go down the list of things you'd find in a superhero movie that we've seen in the last 5-10 years. Underdeveloped villain. Check. A campy prologue with narration with the whole 5,000 years ago, coming straight out of like Mummy Returns, another Rock movie. Check. The CGI fest action. Check. The badass moments for the trailer, including lines of dialogue or simple hero shots. Check. Comic relief. Check. Sequel bait. Check. And none of it was bad. But again, I've seen this before. Been there, done that, as they say. Now, this is where it gets hard with the rating, because on a standalone experience, I enjoyed my time with Black Adam. But I just know that in today's marketplace, if a superhero movie comes along, which they will, they gotta really up their game because they have such a huge marketplace and so many other superhero movies are out there, they really gotta stand out. But for right now, giving this movie a 3 out of 5 because I did like it. But for me to really go, this superhero movie is special, it's gotta be just absolutely brilliant and fantastic, or it's got to give us something really, really fresh and new. And it's going to be harder with so many superhero movies nowadays. But those are my thoughts on Black Adam. Let me know yours down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And the secret phrase of the day is, Shazam was better than the Suicide Squad. Even if you don't agree with it, that's the secret phrase. Let me know that down in the comment section down below, and then I will know that you made it to the end of the video. And of course, I want to plug in my Patreon. We do movie nights every single month, and I give you guys movies every single month as well. So if that interests you, click down in the link in the description box below. Okay guys, that's my review for Black Adam. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.